طب mainly موضوع مشكلة دي لا بعرف عليه صح يقول صار على كفاءة إن شاء الله مولدين بقى يصير أنت مولدين سي موضوع تحويلي ويا So, examples for differential equations. For example, we can have dy over dx is equal to 2y plus 3, an equation, any equation. We could have it second order derivative. We can have it in this way. In all these cases, y is dependent. يعني اعتماد ذكاء. X independent يعني مستقلة يعني Y اعتماد ذكاء تصير X في الحالة الثانية المقولية لا. So Y is dependent variable. Any variable on the top is the dependent one. Any variable on the bottom is the independent variable. Now, there are different relations in the derivative equation. For example, you can have the relation between two variables directly proportional. Whenever one of them increases, the other one is increasing. Whenever one of them increases, the other one increasing. You can have it also directly proportional, but in the other way. Both of them, they are decreasing. Or you can have inverse proportional. For example, an example of this. Water is leaking out of a bottle at 400 milliliter per minute. Express this differential equation. You see, changes in the volume over changes in the time is minus 400 milliliter. Because it's leaking, so the quantity shown as a minus. The change shown as a minus. Now, we are just trying to understand what's the differential equation. Because this term will be repeated till the end of the year maybe. So if you didn't understand what's the differential equation, it will be difficult to understand the methods for solution of the differential equation. You cannot solve this equation easily. Anybody can solve this? It's not like y is equal to 3 plus x, for example. It's not like something like this. You have second derivative, first derivative, you have x, you have y. So we have different methods to solve this. Why we are using this? Because usually in the science of engineering or other science, whenever you are forming an equation to find a relation between different variables, you will face some case like this, and you need to solve the equation. To solve the equation, you have to know how to solve the differential equations. most of the equations in the engineering science, for example, they are doing some lab tests and they have 4 or 5 variables. They are doing a test on a canal with water. There is the velocity, there is time, there is the dimension of the canal. All those are variables. And then they are trying to put all these variables in one equation. To solve it, they will find an equation difficult to be solved in an easy way. So what they will do, they will go for the methods that we will study in the future to solve the differential equation. So in this case, classification by order. One of the classification is the classification by order. How do you know the order of the derivative? Now we know that when we say dy over dx is one of the derivatives. If this was 2, then this is the second order. If it's 3, third order. If it's only 1, which is not written usually, this is the first order. But in some cases, you will have more than different things in the same equation. Which one you will consider? In that case, the definition says the order of a differential equation, either ordinary or partial differential equation, is the order of the highest derivative in the equation. Highest derivative. So, this is the second derivative. This one is first. Someone will say, what about this? In this case, so let me give you an example, a quick example for the second derivative. Y is equal to 3x squared. What will be the first derivative? It can be written like this, or
6.
dy over dx, okay, will be 6x. This is the first derivative. Can we drive it again? Yes. Second derivative will be what? 6. Third derivative?
0.
Exactly. So, we can have first, second, third, up to dn over dxn. But in some steps, it will stop. It will be 0. So if you continue, 0 will continue. There is nothing more than 0. But in up to some level, you have derivative. This one is the first order. This is the second order. This one is the third order. So in the equation, when you have what we will say, the order of the derivative equation is the order of the highest derivative. This one is the highest. Somebody will say, what about this? Okay, this dy over dx, if you write it again, you can write it only in this way. So, this power will not go there. It's the power of both. So, don't mix this one considered as a first derivative, first order, and this one as a second order. Clear?
که یه چند هر توصیه کرد
توانەکەی هەردووچیان لە پێی سەرەوەی بنێ بەتەنێ توانەکەی هەردووچیانە ئەوەی هەڵگری دەبێت لەسەر هەردووچیان بێت نازانم قەزت بە سوالەکەت چییە؟
دی ئەتگۆتی توانەکە کە داخلی زۆرێکی لە دی وایەکەی دەبتر لەوە سێ لەوە دیەکە و لەوە وایەکەی توان سێەکە ئێستا کە وتە دی توان سێەکەدا تا فێرت
چونکە ئەگەر وا بیتن ئەدی ئەوهای لێ بکەیت چی دێدێت ئەوە یعنی dy لەسەر dx توانە سێ یەکسان نییە بە d سێ y لەسەر dx ئەوە یاها نییە لۆ لەبەرەوەی ئەوە سێیەم دەریڤەتیڤە ئەوە مجرد دەریڤەتیڤی یەکەم توانە سێیە یعنی مەسەلەن دەریڤەتیڤی یەکەم ئەوە دەبوو 6x لە جێ وەی دانێ ئەوە دەبتە چەند 6x توانە سێ باشە بەڵام دەریڤەتیڤی سێیەمی چ بوو کە بۆ نوعی بوو طبعا ئەوە صفرە ئەو دۆ یەکسانە یەکسان نینە توشی جیاوازە بە تێکەڵکردنەکە Oh, this one is the first and this one is the second. We will have some more examples. Now, order of differential equation. The most common classification of differential equation is the same. We are